Sat in my kitchen, lad. I've not long got off. It's fucking free.
Yeah, it's cold, man, isn't it? I can see you got your coat on and all that. Jesus.
Riding home on my bike is absolutely disgusting, lad. My fingers, I've got gloves on, big North Face gloves on my fingers. I feel like I've got frostbite.
Oh my God, man. Has it been snowing up there up north or not?
Yeah, but it snowed a little bit, but it doesn't really stick. Know what I mean? Because we're by the sea, lad, it doesn't really stick, does it?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I feel for you up there. It's got to be a lot colder up there in Liverpool.
Yeah, lad. Well, I've been speaking to people from Scotland, lad, and it's fucking -9s and that there, lad. They're brave, them, lad. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, apparently the other day they had -22.
Lad, if I was from Scotland, I'd be moving away immediately.
I know, mate. They're insane up there, aren't they?
Oh, they do it. They are game cats up in that Scotland, you know. Like,
yeah,
I would way a long time ago.
Even further north than you, so they got to be harder, aren't they?
Lad, they are. I always say it to Justin, lad, and I'm speaking to Justin and Stevie Ray, and now I always say, lad, use the next level, use.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? They're insane. And you were telling me that when we were chatting about trying to set this up the other day, you just came out of isolation. What was that all about? Have you had COVID or something, or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you have it then?
Yeah, I had it, lad.
Oh, okay. How bad was it for you?
Nothing really up with me, to be honest, lad.
No? So you just didn't really have any symptoms or anything? You just knew you had it?
I had the shit a bit. I had a stuffy nose, but I've got a deviated septum anyway, lad, so I've always got a stuffy nose.
Yeah.
And then one day, one morning I went for a run. But I probably shouldn't have went for a run, you know what I mean? I went for a run and my chest felt all wheezy. You know what I mean? Like I went to do 5 miles, I only ended up doing 3. And my chest felt all wheezy, so I come home, and then like when I got home, I had a little 5-minute flying down, just to fucking get my breath back properly.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, even if it doesn't affect you like you feel ill, but it does affect your breathing, definitely, yeah.
Apart from that, lad, it never really affected me breathing at all, but
no,
when I got in, lad, I had to have a little lie down and a little fucking, before I done my sit-ups, lad, that I was planning to do, I had to lie down and have a little breather.
So has it affected your training or strength and conditioning or anything like that afterwards? Or
no, it just afterwards. No, it hasn't affected anything. Went back in the gym yesterday and done 5 rounds when I got my negative test. Been back in this morning, Thai pads with vents, and then a grappling session after it, wrestling and grappling session. So I'm all right, lad.
Oh, sweet.
Just make sure that, luckily enough for me, lad, I normally fucking put a pile of pounds on when I'm not in the gym, but I had to just keep my eye on what I was eating. So I'm still only about 78 and a half kilo, lad, which is flying for me.
Good, ideal. So you've got your fight against Davide Martinez at Cage Royce 122. What's your opinions on him, mate? Because I know you were scheduled to fight him before, so
yeah, I was meant to fight him last year, lad. Would have been nice if it happened last year, but luckily enough for me, I got another opponent at night. I got Decky Dalton, ended up fighting Decky. Hats off to Decky for stepping up on such short notice. You know what I mean? He stepped up on like 9 days' notice, and I ended up beating him up anyway. But Martinez he's a similar style opponent, to be honest. Apart from Decky's more of a striker, where Martinez is more of a grappler. You know what I mean? Martinez comes out and wrestles. So I've been working on that in the gym. You know what I mean? Even though I want to just go out and have a fucking war. I want to stand up and fucking take his head off, lad. But I've tried to do that with my last few opponents. But I planned on striking with Decky. But he threw that kick, lad, and ended up on his back. So I'm going to take it.
I was going to ask you that. I was going to say, because in your last fight, you said you wanted to stand with Decky and you wanted to show everyone how you could strike. But it just ended up you just took his back like that. So what can you do? So this fight, you're going to stand and strike.
This fight, lad, well, I'm going to stand and strike, and then I'm going to do what my coach tells me to do. You know what I mean? Like, Paul wants me to wrestle because he's going to try and put me on my back. But we all know how good my counter wrestling is, but it's me offensive wrestling. You know what I mean? If I need to put me offensive wrestling on him, I will. But I think I'm going to outstrike him, to be honest. I think I'm going to get a finish in the first round.
Yeah, he's probably going to be shooting on you more than anything than trying to strike with you. So I don't think you need to worry about your offensive wrestling.
A lot shorter than me, know what I mean? So I'm guessing he's going to try and get inside and know what I mean? But I'll keep him away with me range, with me kicks, with me hands, and I'll capitalise when he does try and step in.
Sure. And do you know if you're going to be main or co-main event, or where you're going to be on this Cage Warriors card? Do you know at all?
To be honest, I like being first on the main card. So I'll probably ask to be first on the main card like I was last year. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just nice knowing what time you're fighting. Know what I mean? When you're fighting co-main, you don't know when you're fighting, lad.
You get very anxious then, like waiting around thinking, when am I going to fight? Like, what do I do with my warm-ups? And
it's warm-ups and that, yeah. You're like, oh, sometimes you'll do a warm-up. Like when I fought Julian and Rosa, I warmed up. Great. I had a boss warm-up. And then Fishy went for 5 rounds against Nick Hernan-Webb. And I was just stood in it. Like, they make you, like, every good organisation makes you wait in the back. So as soon as that fight finishes, you're ready to walk out. I was just stood in the back for half an hour, waiting for Fishy's fight to finish, lad, just getting cold. Like, that's what, yeah, that's like one of my prime examples of it. You know what I mean? Like, I like to know what time I'm fighting, and when I know I'm first on the main card, I know I'm on at like 9:10, lad. So I'm happy to open up the main card, get a nice finish, and start the card off in a good way.
Yeah, sweet. Because in that fight, in the 3rd round, end of that round, you actually looked like you were dying.
Lad, at the end of the 3rd round, I'll never forget that Rosa fight. The 3rd round, I sat down in the corner and turned to Ellison Paul and went, I'm fucked here. I can't really feel my arms.
Yeah.
I was fucked. And like for 2 rounds, I just survived. I knew I'd won the first 2 rounds off takedowns. So I was thinking, I'm just going to survive these last 2 rounds now and not get finished. And I've won the fight.
Yeah. Nice. And you've been saying about Martinez that he's the only one who's accepted the fight. Has anyone turned you down? Like, has Aggie turned you down? Did you get offered that fight for the title, or no, nothing like that?
Aggie hasn't responded to anything as far as I'm aware. You know what I mean? Aggie doesn't, I don't even know if he's fighting in March. I'm sure he said on his post-fight interview, after he fought Jack Grant, I'm sure he said that I'll be back in March, I'll be defending in March. And as far as I'm aware, he's not. You know
I think he's put it out on his Instagram and stuff like that he wants to, but I would have thought it would have been announced by now, something, because yeah, and if he's not fighting you, then who can he really be fighting, really?
The only person who deserves a title shot apart from me is Donovan Desmay. You know what I mean? Like McColgan fought for the belt a year ago when I fought. Jack Grant's only just fought for the belt. I know he thinks he won that fight, but it was a close fight, yeah. But I thought Aggie edged it toward the later rounds when Jack gassed.
Yeah.
So he deserves a rematch. So the only people that I think deserve a title fight I don't even really deserve one for beating Decky Dalton. I don't, lad. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't really one. But just my name and the amount of followers I have, I do deserve one. Know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Just for that reason only.
That's what I mean. But then the other person who deserves it is Desmay. Know what I mean? The last fight he lost to Mason Jones, the former champ. Other than that, he's been getting finishes. So I think he's won 3 of his last 4 and he's got 3 finishes out of them. So if anyone deserves it, it's Desmay. Sure.
And so I know you're fed up about this UFC stuff, but is it this fight, like try and get a title fight UFC, or like what's your plan for this year?
Martinez is getting finished and I'm signing.
Yeah, that's the plan then. Just forget the lightweight title, forget double champ, we're going to the UFC next.
Forget the belt now, lad. I can't be arsed, lads. Know what I mean? I wanted to fight Aggie. Aggie doesn't want to fight, so I'm going to just go. Yeah,
just get started with the UFC career. Stop messing about now. You're ready, yeah.
No, lad, I'm sick of people asking me, when are you going to UFC? When are you going to UFC? Lad, I've turned them down twice. Fucking hell, get off me back. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I take them down. It's not like they don't want me. So this, and 3rd time's a charm, lad. I'm just going.
Sure. What made you turn down the UFC? It was twice that they approached you and tried signing. Yeah. What made you just say no? Because you were super young at the time.
I was 21 at the time, and the first time Cage Warriors gave me a bumper new deal. You know what I mean? They gave me a deal that no one on Cage Warriors has ever got before. You know what I mean? I'm guessing Morgan Charrier has just got a similar deal because of the following he's got.
Yeah.
And he'll be able to sell out an arena in France like I can do in Liverpool. So I'm guessing he's got a similar deal, and people will be talking about him just the same as me. Oh, why is he signed exclusively to Cage Warriors? Money.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's that simple, lad, and you don't get taxed twice. Like in the UFC, you get taxed America and then get taxed when you get home, and you get paid in dollars, so you have to change it to English pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People don't add all that in. They just think, oh, I've got to go to UFC, lad. Got to go to UFC. I got like 3 or 4 of the best paydays in my life by fighting in the Echo Arena. So,
yeah, it's like basic in UFC, was it 16 and then 16 win bonus? And if you get taxed on that twice, you're going to have like nothing. It's pointless, isn't it, I suppose?
You know what I mean? I won't be taking 16 and 16, lad. You best get a fucking better offer out than that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, in the UFC, you said you're going to drop to featherweight, yeah? And,
yeah.
Are you going to be changing much for that? Because you've been 155 for a while now. Are you going to have to like drop your weight down? Or is it just going to be like try and do your cut better? Because you've struggled with weight in the past, haven't you?
To be honest, lad, I used to struggle with my weight bad, yeah. But that was when I didn't act like a professional.
Yeah.
In a sense of or shape of the word. Know what I mean? I was still just doing daft shit, lad. Going out twice a weekend. Fucking eating shit, doing stupid stuff, starting my diet like 4 weeks out. When I had to lose like 16 kilo. Stupid shit like that, lad. Know what I mean? When I fought that 4 times, and then even the 2 times, when I fought 4 times in 2016, and then once in 17, and after the first fight I fought Grimshaw, and I made weight lovely. The next 3 fights after that, and then that one, all 4 fights. So it was the Teddy Violet fight, Johnny Frazier, Julian Rosa, and Adnan Armani. I had to cut so much weight for them fights, like 7-8 kilos overnight. And I just, all them fight camps, I never got better. I was just focusing on my weight. So after I got a loss to Nad, I didn't fight for like a year, and we just thought, yeah, we'll go to lightweight so I can get better during camps while I'm on Cage Warriors. Know what I mean? And that's what we've done. The last few camps, like when I fought Soren Bach, I didn't have to do a weight cut. I think that's why it like hindered me in the fight, because he was so much bigger than me. Know what I mean? I think I'd done like half a kilo in a bath when I fought Bach, and I went into the cage the next day at like 73 kg, where he will have got in the cage at about 80 kg. Yeah,
and he's a thick, strong dude, isn't he? So
that's what lad. He's a big man, lad, and he done the right thing and used his weight against me. Because I'm quite small for lightweight, lad. Like people think I know. When I go to like me boxing gym and that, I say to them, "Yeah, I fight at 70," and they're like, "What? You fight 70 kg? You messing?" Because obviously boxers don't cut weight like we do.
Yeah.
I think Liam Smith fights around the weight that I weigh in at. Know what I mean? And like when I'm stood by Beefy, I'm bigger than him. Weighs in at like 72. I think he weighs 72 kg, and like I stand next to him and he goes, "What, you weigh in at 70?" And I'm like, "Yeah, lad." And he's like, "Fucking hell." And I'm like, when I go to UFC, I'm going to 66, and they all go,
yeah, it's such a bigger advantage in MMA, isn't it, for the grappling and stuff like that, and the wrestling.
Yeah.
And for your first UFC fight, what kind of a card would you want to be on? Would you want to be on like a pay-per-view main event, that like on the bottom of that kind of card, or like a fight night card, or where would you want to be?
Lad, I've got no idea.
Anywhere.
Like, especially now at the minute, because of the way that everything is in the world. Lad, I am going to take David Martinez's chin home with me. And then I'm going to sign my UFC contract. And then I'm going to fight again in the next 2 or 3 months. You know what I mean? That's my plan, lad. I'm not coming out of camp after this fight. I'm right back into camp. I'm going to have a little week of eating shit, of course. And then I'm back into camp, lad, and I'm getting ready for my UFC debut. And I'm hoping, I know you can only hope and dream because the UFC give you whatever, but I really hope that I know what opponent I want. You know what I mean? And I hope I get him.
Who is that? May I ask?
Jared Gordon.
Okay. Yeah, that's a decent opponent for the first one. If you get a win against him, that's big. Why do you want to fight him though? Why Jared Gordon?
Because he beat Fishy and he made our gym look stupid.
Yeah. So a revenge fight. That would be big. People would like to see that. Yeah, for sure.
Like, I've rolled with Jared Gordon as well in New York. Know what I mean? I know I'm in grapple with him because I've subbed him in a role. So I'd fucking take his head off, lad.
Yeah, was that at Henzo's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Sweet.
lad, he's a nice fella. There would be no bad blood at all, lad. He's a nice fella, lad. I've had conversations with him, talking to him and that, but he's he made my gym look stupid, lad. So we that's not us. That wasn't a representation of us, what Fishy done in that fight, know what I mean? That just wasn't at all.
That sounds good. I like the sound of that. And for UFC debut, do you feel it'll be like quite underwhelming in America if you do make yours? It'll be over there and it'll have no crowd, so you won't have anyone from Liverpool. That's just going to be like, it's a UFC debut and it's just going to suck a bit, isn't it? Really?
Lad, but you're right there. You know, it'd be a bit walk out, get fucking 7,000 people.
Exactly, you get better time at the Echo than a UFC fight. How mad is that?
That's what I mean. But don't worry, I'll be bringing the UFC back to the Echo Arena within like a year or two.
Yeah.
They need to see what my walkout's like, lad.
Yes, imagine that with a UFC crowd. That would just be insane. Would you be main eventing? Till co-main event, you main event? Yeah. That's it. And how's your hand doing? I know it's a while ago now. You had surgery, and like, was your first fight with that hand the Dalton fight? It's all good. Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, that's a big scar.
There's one surgery. There's two surgery, and then this is surgery number 3.
Oh my gosh! So in both hands, yeah, and they're all right then. They're fine now.
They're much better now, lad. They're much better now. They're still a little bit. They're still a little bit twingy every now and then, lad, but that's what happens. I'm going to have arthritis in them when I get older.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen now. I have to accept that.
Surgeon said to me the other day, like a couple of months ago, like, this ligament in this hand snapped a year before I got my hand checked. So I was training for a full year with a ligament missing in my hand, and I fought Decky Dalton. I trained for the Giannetti fight. Well, Desmay, and then when Giannetti was meant to fight me, I trained for both them fights and then fought Decky with that hand like that. So I had to get it done. And then he said to me though, he's like, you should have come sooner. He was like, you're going to have arthritis in your hand, most definitely. So he said to me. Because what they had to do, where my ligaments had been worn that much, it snapped and it disappeared. So they had to cut into a tendon here and bring a tendon and replace my ligaments.
So your ligament's been replaced by a tendon?
Yeah.
How does that happen? Is that just from what? Punching or just... you don't know?
I don't even know what... No, that was just wear and tear. You know what I mean? That just went like over time. And like, I think that one was off ground and pound. Someone never held a shield for me properly. And I fucked my wrist. Obviously, it was already going anyway.
Yeah. Did you say that was the reason for the Soren fight when you had the rear naked choke? Like you just couldn't squeeze it?
I got surgery on the 10th of May and then fought Soren on the 1st of September. So my hand was still fucked.
Yeah, still pretty much useless.
I got the wires out my hand 6 weeks before I fought, and I'll never forget it, lad. I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm fighting in 6 weeks, and all the doctors went, you're not. I was like, nah, I am. Like, no, listen, you can't fight with this hand in 6 weeks. You can't. And I was like, listen, I'm fighting in the Echo Arena for a world title in front of me home fans. I'm fighting.
Is that why you just didn't want to let them down? You just had to do it for fans, yeah. I
realised now that I need to be a lot more selfish. Like, back then I thought of everyone else. It wasn't even just like the fans. It was like the fact that everyone from me gym was fighting on it. And I needed, like, if I would have pulled out of that card, like the card might have got pulled.
Yeah.
I was all my teammates and all the fans who bought tickets and all stuff like that. If I went on that card, like, that card might have got pulled and just scrapped completely.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that to your teammates. And
that's what I mean.
Yeah. I've got another question for you here. When did your love for the flying triangle begin? Like, do you remember your first flying triangle? When you think, oh, this is my move now. I love flying triangles. Gonna flying triangle everyone.
I never like made it me move, but I tried it when I was younger. know what I mean? I went for it when I was younger, but now, lad, it is just me move. If someone goes to a position there, I just flick it up. Like I do it in the gym, know what I mean?
Yeah.
If someone has of a leg in that position, or they go into that position where I can throw it up, I'll just throw it up.
Ever since I see...
I can remember getting shouted at in Henzo's for that, lad, because I didn't know. Like, you're not allowed to jump stuff in Henzo's.
Oh, okay.
Like, you're not allowed to add or jump off at the wall. And some fella flipped on me for flying triangle.
I think
but like I didn't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of gyms are like that. If you try flying arbors and flying triangles, you will just get told off for doing it. A lot of gyms just don't like it, do they? It's dangerous. But which one's your favourite flying triangle out of the three you've got in MMA?
Lad, it has to be the Savidas one, just because of me afterwards and that. You know what I mean? But like me earliest one in my career was against someone who was 0-1, so that's one I'm not too fussed about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I was only 17 when I got it, I'm not too fussed about it. But like the Conrad Hayes one, because Conrad Hayes, he was a good grappler. You know what I mean? And he was a good striker. And the only reason I got that choke on him was because I catch him with an egg kick and I break his nose. So he starts pressuring me against the cage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I throw a nice kick against him and it snaps his nose, and then he's pushing me against the wall. And then because he's just thinking of his nose and pushing into me, I get the triangle. And then he tries to slam his way out and fails. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know now, whenever I watch a fight and I see someone has like an overhook on the fence, I'm just thinking, when are they going to throw one up? But no one else does it. No, it's crazy enough.
I don't know why they don't, lad.
It looks like a good opportunity a lot of the time.
Yeah, have you heard of a young lad from Manchester? Or I don't know if it's Manchester or Black. I think he's Manchester. Chris Price.
No, I haven't.
He's just gone pro with his 1-0 pro. But his last amateur fight, he was coming down training with us all the time. And I just showed him my type of triangle. I was like, lad, you've got a body type like me. You should do this. I showed him it. He fought 2 weeks later and done the exact triangle I told him to do.
Yeah, it does actually look really effective, because whenever you've thrown it up, you've hit it out of the times you've done it.
Yeah, I do, lad. The only times I don't finish it is in the gym, because people know that I go to do it. Know what I mean? Yeah. And they see it, because like I do it that often.
Mm-hmm. With the current lightweights in the UFC, how would you be matching them up? Like the top guys?
I think it deserves to be Oliveira versus Poirier for the belt.
Yeah.
But I understand Poirier's situation if he's saying, I'll fight Diaz at 165, let Oliveira fight Chandler, and then I'll fight the winners for the belt, the winner for the belt. So I can understand, because Chandler doesn't really deserve a title shot. He needs to beat someone else first.
Do you not think so? Because all the work he's put, it's like all the work you've put in cage roids. Do you think that goes out the window when you get to the UFC? It's a bit like that for him, really, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, it probably will. Know what I mean? Like, it's called a not as good organisation, even though we think that. Like, I don't think the higher levels of the UFC are much better than Cage Warriors. Yeah, I love that. But UFC's lower level, Cage Warriors level's better.
Yeah,
know what I mean? UFC's medium level is Cage Warriors level. Know what I mean? Like, people, it's the UFC. Ooh. Now, lad, there's people getting signed who are fucking 6-2.
Yeah, there's some poor fighters in there, aren't there? Like, there's so much better ones in other organisations.
Yeah, there's some poor fighters in the UFC, and it's obviously COVID hasn't helped, because people test positive and like, oh, get him in. Like the person who gave me my first loss when I was 18, Cameron Else. He's in the UFC now. He lost his debut, but he took a fight on like 2 weeks' notice. And I think his record's not the best, know what I mean? Because he fought on Bellator and stuff like that. I think his record's like, I don't know, like 12-6 or something. But he trains with Cerrone at his ranch, so he just got in. Yeah,
that's what it's right now. Anyone who can fight, they just want him in as soon as.
Yeah.
So, have you seen the Bellator? It's going to be on BBC now on iPlayer. They're going to show it.
On iPlayer though, isn't it? It won't be on like BBC.
They're just going to stream it on iPlayer. But what do you think that's going to be? Good for UK MMA?
Yeah, of course, be good for UK MMA. Any sort of that's getting it mainstream more is good. Know what I mean? Like, that's why it's going to be sick when I get signed. Because MMA is going to become more mainstream in the UK. I'll make it that way. No, I'm gonna.
Yeah, well, just think of what you've done in the Cage Warriors. In the UFC, that would just multiply a million times, yeah.
One interview, and I'll go up 50,000 followers, lad. You know what I mean? I know it. It's going to happen. Like,
yeah.
Even if half of England hates me, because when I get signed, I won't be coming out with an England flag. You know what I mean? I am Scouse, not English.
You're Scouse, not English, yeah.
I don't like it, the way Scousers come out with England flags, lad. It's proper embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
the rest of the country hates us. Why the fuck are you coming out with an England flag? I'd rather come out with a Scotland flag. Say it, lad, I'm not even messing.
Yeah, you say like you've got a lot more fun.
Lose a few fans by saying I'm not English, I'm Scouse, but I know I'll gain a lot.
Yeah, back home in Liverpool, you're just going to be, will help you blow up even more there. So, and I don't think a lot of people even care, like, to be fair.
Lad, I'm as real as they come, lad, and when I get there, lad, I'm not coming out with no England flag, lad. I don't support England at international tournaments, lad. When my mates call England we, I say you're a wool. You know what I mean? Like, you can't call them we. I hope England get knocked out of the Euros in the fucking group stage, lad. Know what I mean? All the players hate the team. They hate my fucking city. I don't understand it. England is for people who support like MK Dons and Millwall and fucking Accrington Stanley. People who team doesn't do nothing. You don't find many United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal fans who support England.
On that note, then, are Liverpool going to win the league this year, or
no?
Anything?
Champions League, lad.
Yeah, maybe.
We still turn in the Champions League, lad. We can still turn up and be fucking anyone.
Yeah.
But it's mad. Like Roy Keane's doing my head in lately, lad. They've got no team spirit. They've got no this. They've got no that.
Yeah.
Lad, in the 2000s when Rio Ferdinand got banned, you felt a shit.
Yeah.
They were like 4 points clear in the league, lad, and ended up coming third or fourth just because one player got injured. We haven't got a single fit centre-back.
Yeah, no, it can happen to any team, especially a centre-back. That's huge. And any team that leaves a centre-back in like the top four, they'll be pretty done for, to be fair.
Look at City last year, lad. City lost one defender. City lost Laporte, and everyone was like, "Oh, Liverpool have only won the league because City lost Laporte." Lad, we've lost centre-backs. 3. We're playing 2 central midfielders in centre-back.
Yeah, it's insane. We'll let you off then this year.
Jordan Henderson is the engine of the team, and he's just standing in defence like that. Like, I trust Klopp 100%, but the other night against City, he should have put Henderson in midfield and put one of the new signings on.
Oh, yeah, new signing there, yeah, could have put them on.
2 new signings, lad. I don't give a fuck if one of them can't speak English. Put the kid you've just got from Derby on, lad.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes. We need that, lad. Fabinho. I've been told Fabinho's injured for tomorrow anyway.
Oh, that's devastating. Well, maybe next year, mate. Maybe next year.
That's it. We've got to come back strong when Verge is back, lad. If we don't, we'll just get laughed at, lad, like it was a one-season fluke.
Yeah, no, that is happening at the minute, but you'll have to prove everyone next year.
The one doing me head, lad, is the worst title defence ever, lad. The year after Chelsea won it, become 10th. The year after Leicester won it, become 12th. The year United, Fergie left, become 7th. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you put that on your Instagram, didn't you?
Lad, yeah. The only reason to say that
because everyone hates Liverpool, that's why.
It's because of how good we was last year, to say that title defence. No, just appreciate how good we was last year and fuck off.
That's never going to happen, mate. That's never going to happen. No.
It doesn't with LFC, lad.
No. Liverpool do get the hard end of it.
Lad, this is another reason why I hate England, lad. I don't hope they do well in any tournament. Know what I mean? I hate them. I made up Kane never squared it to Sterling.
So you're watching an England game and you're just there supporting the other team every time then? Or do you not even go watch them?
No, I was going to booze with my mates to watch the last one when it was on, the last World Cup. I can remember having a bet with my mate that Uruguay would go further than England. And fucking England beat Venezuela in a penalty shootout. The fucking crabs. I had to give me mate 20 quid. Felt sick.
So in a pub in Liverpool, you're watching a game. Is it like, what percentage would you say are against England?
Most of the Everton fans support England because they have no joy watching their team through the weekend.
They need to see someone win, don't they?
Yeah, like they need to see someone win. So like we're Everton fans, like all my mates who are Everton fans are my age, so they've never seen their team win a trophy in their entire life. So they just cheer England on because that's more of a chance of winning a trophy than Everton.
Just double devastation, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just horrific kind of circumstance to be in. Anyway, that's all I've got for you, mate. Thank you very much for doing this. Maybe we could do one when you get to the UFC. We could do one.
Defo, lad. When I get this fight out the way, like I said, I'm gonna try and get a quick turnaround. Boom, sign that contract, get a fight within 2 months. Just got a house, lad. I want this mortgage paying off sharpish. Give me a performance of the night, mate, and I'm flying.
It's flying triangle.
That's it, lad.
Awesome, mate. I'm so hyped for that. And I'm hyped for your fight in March. It's going to be sick.
It is going to be sick, lad. It'll be a good card as well because it'll be the last night of the trilogy event. I think Morgan Charrier's main event. I'll probably be opening up the main card, so we'll probably have a nice co-main on and stuff like that.
Oh, is that on 122 as well? Is it the Charrier fight and Vucinic? Yeah. That's going to be a mad night then.
Yeah, that'll be a good scrap. I hope Vucinic wins that.
Yeah, I hope he does, but I just... Charrier looked like an absolute beast against Perry Goodwin. Like.
He did, but I like, but I know what, me and Perry Goodwin had a thing a couple of years ago where we had a back and forth and we didn't like each other, but I've seen him at shows recently and we're all right, know what I mean? But
he seems like a good guy.
I'm going to have to ask him how that body shot put him down.
Oh, all right.
Because it didn't look like it hit like a proper body shot. Like it was like he just like leaned into it. I know Perry had been like, he'd had a beating in that fight though, so it could have just been a way out. But
yeah,
I think he should have went down off that body shot. I've seen Perry Goodwin take better shots off like Reese McKee and keep going.
Yeah,
but he must have just got overwhelmed in that fight and couldn't keep up with the pace.
Yeah, he really didn't have a chance, really, did he? After a few minutes, you could just see.
Charrier had put it on him like.
All right, sweet. Brilliant, mate. Thanks for this. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. And good luck in your next fight.
Lad, thank you very much.